शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायार्पतये नमः। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै। नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। सप्ताश्वरथमारूढं प्रचण्डं कश्यपात्मजं श्वेतपद्मधरं देवं तं सूर्यं प्रणमाम्यहम्। ॐ नमः परमहंसास्वादितचरणकमलचिन्मकरन्दाय भक्तजनमानसनिवासाय श्रीरामचन्द्राय ॐ। So on auspicious occasion of Makara Sankranti, we are doing some Ramayana, satsanga. We have been doing it regularly. Another nimitta has come, and all the more reason why we should think about Bhagavan on this day. Incidentally, in Jyotish Shastra, so they have this practice of assigning Dashavataras to the Navagrahas. I think they assign it to the 7 grahas except Rahu and Ketu. So Surya is so very maybe the choice is very obvious. Surya is assigned to Rama, so Rama is supposed to be Surya's avatar. They take it that way. Each of the avatars are avatar of each of the grahas. They take it that way. So it's there in standard text itself. I think it's there in Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra itself. So that way also is another reason why it's a good coincidence that we are studying Ramayana on this Makara Sankramana day. So in the story we have finished in the previous session, we have finished 73rd chapter, which is Sita Rama Kalyanam has happened, and very auspiciously it has been done, very nicely described also perhaps by Valmiki, not perhaps, very nicely described by Valmiki. And now the Anantara Kala Vrittanta is to be, so these people have to go back home. Only one story is left in the entire Balakanda, which is of Parashurama. So the famous story of Parashurama entering, etc., that we will see in 3 sargas. So today 2 sargas and 1 more sarga tomorrow. And at the end of this Balakanda, there is also some general description of how Rama was spending his life after wedding, etc. With that, Balakanda will be over. So 4 more sargas, of which 2 we will be doing today. So in today's sarga, we will see entry of Parashurama, and then actually, so Parashurama's, so let's say, so Parashurama's, so quenching of his pride, let's say, so it's called, so Garva Bhangam. That will happen in the next, in the 3rd sarga from now. That is in tomorrow's sarga it will happen, which will be 76th sarga. So we will see that. For now, Parashurama will enter here in this sarga and in the next one. Then so very nicely, very graphically Valmiki describes. You have to start appreciating the poetry of Valmiki. So Balakanda, maybe it's not so impressive, but then now, so as Ayodhya Kanda starts, you will see the beauty of how Valmiki builds up situations and all that. Even now here you would have seen, but it will become even more what should I say, obvious and more very beautiful from Ayodhya Kanda onward. So here also you will see how Parashurama's appearance is built up. So there is a build up to the story, and then even the description of Parashurama. So that Ugra form of Parashurama has to be described. You will see very nicely how he's describing. See, those days there was no photography, at most there were paintings. So through Kavyam is how they used to preserve memories, etc. So this is called Shabda Chitram actually. So through words you draw the painting. In English somebody translated it very nicely as verbal photography. So that you will very nicely see in Parashurama's case when he arrives, etc. So it seems, so there is one there used to be one great Kavi called Bhasa. You must have heard his name. He predates Kalidasa. Kalidasa mentions Bhasa's name in one of his Nandis. Nandis, in the introduction to one of his plays, in Vikramorvashiyam, he mentions Bhasa's name. So Bhasa famously wrote 13 plays. So it's called Bhasa Nataka Chakram. 13 plays he wrote. So mostly those plays are, not mostly, actually entirely, some of those plays are based on Ramayana, some of them are based on Mahabharata, and then 1 or 2 based on other stories, I think. So of that there is one Pratima Natakam. So Pratima Natakam of Bhasa is very famous. So So that is one. Maybe this is not from Pratima Nataka, but some other. So one Nataka like, or maybe this is from what is that Uttara Ramacharitam. This is from Bhavabhuti's Uttara Ramacharitam, where so after the coronation of Rama, so this entire life of Rama, Lakshmana will kind of summon artists to paint in paintings, and then the thought will come that if somebody instead of painting, if they write it as a kavyam, it will remain forever, for posterity it will remain. You see, so many biographies, autobiographies have been written, so even now they are continued. So they are, so in the invention of printing press, a lot of books are dumped anyway into the market, but then nothing has lasted like Ramayana has lasted. So how many people's biographies have been written, autobiographies have been written, so after some point of time they all are lost, you know. Suppose say Gandhiji wrote his autobiography. Today it's almost irrelevant. Nobody even takes any interest in reading it. So somebody more contemporary you will read. So who's contemporary now? After another 50 years, that person will not be contemporary anymore. So his biographies are not read. Autobiographies are not read. But Rama's biography, you see, Valmiki is such a great poet. Rama is such a great hero. So both have very nicely so come at one place, and this beautiful kavyam has come up, which till today we are studying. So I don't know why. So I was saying this because he nicely builds up that verbal photography, Parashurama's entry. He builds up Parashurama's entry, and then he presents Parashurama also. So to show that that Ugra form of Parashurama, and then also we should read it with that intention. So you should not read it just like you read other verses. So with that intention, when you read, you will be able to appreciate the poetry even more. See, poetry is always bhavana. So that feeling, as much as the feeling is within you, so much you will be able to appreciate the poetry. So you should go into the Kavi's Hridayam, which is not entirely possible, but you should be able to appreciate the Kavi's, where is he coming from? We say you should understand, appreciate where is he coming from, or stand in his shoes and look at. So something like that, that bhavana should be there. Only then will Kavitvam be even more, you can relish it even more. So with a very objective eye, or with a very analytical, or what should I say, historical such sense, if you look at, then you will say, okay, what is he saying? Why is he saying such things, etc. That bhavana should be there. Now, having said so much, let us enter without wasting time. Atha Chatussaptatitamas Sargaha Atha Ratriyam Vyatitayam Vishwamitro Mahamunihi Aprushtva Taucha Rajano Jagamottara Parvatam. See, in just one sentence, Vishwamitra's so his role in Rama's life is now has come to a close already. So much role he played. God knows, about 16th Sarga, I think, somewhere Vishwamitra entered into the story. This is 74th Sarga. For so long, perhaps, of course, the Vanaras have stayed for much longer in Rama's story. But Vishwamitra, for so long, he stayed. But with just one shloka, his role is over. See, I have been telling this. When you are on the path of Dharma, help is always sent to you. So Vishwamitra was one such help sent to Rama in his larger purpose in life. That is also why he's telling Vishwamitraha Uttara Parvatam Jagama. He went to Uttara Parvata. See, his original idea also was to go to that Kaushiki, his sister is there. She's flowing as a river. He said all that in the Himalayas. So he wanted to go there. Going to Janaka's kingdom, everything is just a incidental thing for him. So his main purpose was that he never lost track of his main purpose. The immediate next day after the wedding, in fact, that's how the previous Sarga ended. The previous Sarga said all of them after the wedding went to their Niveshanam, to their Upakaryam. So Upakaryam they went, that is their places, dwelling places they went. And the next morning Vishwamitra got up and he said, okay, now I need to go to Uttara Parvatam, to northern mountains, that is to Himalayas. So please allow me, I will go away. So Atha said Vishwamitra never enters again. All characters in Ramayana are like that. So once their role is over, they never enter back again. So that is one aspect of Rama's story. Except Vanaras, they come back to Ayodhya, they accompany the coronation, etc. They participate all that. Atha Ratriyam Vyatitayam Vishwamitro Mahamunihi. Atha means thereafter, Ratriyam Vyatitayam, when the night was spent, that night of the wedding, that day's night was spent, Vishwamitraha Mahamunihi Tau Rajano Aprishtva. Tau means those two, Rajano or Janaka and Dasharatha. Aprishtva means Aprishya, he took their permission. That is, he told them, I want to leave, please discharge me, etc. Aprushtva Uttara Parvatam Jagama. Uttara Parvatam is northern mountains, that is Himalayas. He said already in that Siddhashrama when he was leaving, he told Rama that I want to go to that place. My sister is flowing there as a nadi, so I want to spend my days there. Hereafter, he says. So Jagama Uttara Parvatam Vishwamitre Gatte Raja Vaideham Mithiladhipam Aprishtva Jagamashu Raja Dasharatha Purim. So the very next day, Dasharatha also he calls Janaka, and Janaka is already there. He says, now we also would like to leave to our Puri, Ayodhya Puri. Vishwamitre Gate, when Vishwamitra went, so Raja Dasharatha Raja Dasharatha Mithiladhipam Vaideham Aprishtva. So he also took permission from that Mithiladhipati Videha Raja, that is Janaka, Aprishtva Ashu Jagama. So he also quickly, Jagama here means he started going. Now some more events are there in between, but then see, he also prepared to leave. So Dasharatha Raja Dasharatha Puri Jagama Ashu Jagama. So he also went to his, that is, he began going towards his Puri. Now there is a half shloka here which none of the commentators also have taken, but then there is one half shloka in brackets. I don't know if it is there in your books. Gachantam tam tu rajanam anvagachan naradhipaha. So tam gachantam rajanam naradhipaha anvagachan. So while Dasharatha was going, maybe Janaka also kind of followed him for some distance. That's the meaning of that shloka. अथ राजा विदेहानां ददौ कन्याधनं बहु गवां शतसहस्राणि बहूनि मिथिलेश्वरः कंबलानां च मुख्यानां क्षौमान् कोट्यंबराणि च हस्त्यश्वरथपादातं दिव्यरूपं स्वलंकृतं ददौ कन्याशतं तासां दासीदासमनुत्तमं हिरण्यस्य सुवर्णस्य मुक्तानां विद्रुमस्य च ददौ राजा सुसंहृष्टः कन्याधनमनुत्तमम्. So Atha Raja Videha, so that Videhanam Raja, that is Janaka, so Dadau Kanyadhanam, Bahu Kanyadhanam Dadau. Kanyadhanam is, so some wealth is given to that lady, you know, the newlywed bride. It is given to her, not to that person or her in-laws or something. So it is given to her personally. So Kanyadhanam Bahu Dadau, to her. So in fact he is saying Tasam. If you see in 5th shloka, Tasam means to all of them. All of them means 4 daughters, you know. 4 daughters got married. Individually to all of them he gave all these things. Kanyadhanam Bahu Dadau. What did he give? Gavam Shatasahasrani, 100,000 cows. Bahuni. So Bahuni Shatasahasrani. So Bahuni Gavam you can take. So many cows he gave. How many cows? Shatasahasrani, 100,000 cows he gave Mithileshwaraha, the Raja of Mithila. Kambalanancha Mukhyanam. So this Shatasahasrani has to go with all these things. Kambalanancha Mukhyanam, 100,000 Kambala. Kambala is shawl, you know. So these days women wear stole and all that. So something like that. So very nice shawls and things like that he gave. Mukhyana means beautiful, Shrestha. So those Kambalas he gave. Kshauman Kotyambarani cha. So Kshauma actually means silken. So Kshauman means silken Ambarani. So Kotyambarani is 1 crore silken clothes also he gave them. That is one meaning. Or you can say, so Kshauman Dadau and Kotyambarani. So silken clothes he gave many, Bahuni, and then so this Koti you can put to Kshauman also, and then Koti Ambaranicha. Normal garments also 1 crore he gave to all of them. You know, 4 daughters, with them he sent all these as Kanyadhanam. Hasti Ashwaratha Padatam Chaturanga Balam also. So some kind of personal army for her protection and all that perhaps. So Hasti, elephant, Ashwa, horse, Ratha, chariots, and Padatam is that infantry. So the soldiers. So Divya Rupam Swalankritam. Divya Rupam here. So they are very something exceptionally, some splendor they have. So Divya Rupam. Divyam always means Aprakritam, not usual. So they have some unusual strength, etc. The Divya Rupam Chaturanga Balam he gave. Swalankritam. Swalankritam means Su Alankritam, very nicely decorated they were. Not bare elephants, bare horses, etc. Very nicely they were decorated. Those soldiers also. So like that he gave many of them. Then Dadau Kanyashatam Tasam. Tasam means to them. To them means to those 4 daughters. Dadau he gave. What did he give? Kanyashatam Dasi Dasam Anuttamam. So 100 kanyas he gave as Dasi Dasas to them. That is as their what should I say? Somebody to help them in Ayodhya. So these people will need some personal staff and all that, you know. So 100 dasis to each of them he gave, to 4 of them, Anuttamam. So very matchless beauty, etc. They had such kind of dasi dasas. So dasi and dasa both, but then because he is telling only Kanyashatam, so you should take both as dasis in that sense. Hiranyasya suvarnasya muktanam vidrumasya cha. So these also he gave. So but then he's using Shashti here. Hiranyasya means of. So because he's telling Hiranya and Suvarna. Hiranya generally means gold, but then he's telling Hiranya also, Suvarna also. So Hiranya, then you should take it as silver. So Hiranyasya of silver, Suvarnasya of gold, but of gold means what? So koti you should bring. Commentators are telling. So 1 crore silver coins maybe he gave, 1 crore gold coins, and then Muktanam Koti. Muktanam Koti means pearls. Mukta means pearls, and then Vidruma is that red kind of thing. Corals he gave 1 lakh. So Koti 1 crore he gave. Dadau Raja Susamhrishtaha. Why did he give? He is extremely happy. Susamhrishtaha Raja Dadau, and then Kanyadhanam Anuttamam. This is Anuttamam Kanyadhanam he gave. So Datva Bahuvidham Raja Samanujñapya Parthivam Pravivesha Swanilayam Mithilam Mithileshwaraha. So Bahuvidham Datva. So various kinds of all these things Kanyadhanam Datva, having given that Raja Janakaha Samanujñapya Parthivam. So that Parthivam Dasharatham. Parthiva means king. So Parthivam Dasharatham Samanujñapya. That is, he also took permission from him. He took leave from him, and then Swanilayam Pravivesha. That Mithileshwaraha, that king of Mithila, Swanilayam Pravivesha, he went back to his own abode. So what is the abode of Mithileshwara? This is like asking, where does a Hyderabadi live? So Hyderabadi lives in Hyderabad. So Mithileshwaraha, Mithilam Pravivesha, the king of Mithila entered Mithila, which is his own abode. So he went back to his palace, etc. राजाप्ययोध्याधिपतिः सह पुत्रैः महात्मभिः ऋषीन् सर्वान् पुरस्कृत्य जगाम सबलानुगः. So Rajapi means Dasharatha api, Ayodhyadhipatihi Raja api, Saha Putraihi Mahatmabhihi. So Putraihi, along with his sons who are Mahatmas, you can say, or along with his sons and other Mahatmas, Rishin Sarvan Puraskritya, he kept all Rishis in front of him, and then Jagama, he kept Rishis in front of him, and behind him who are following Sabalanugaha. So his Bala, his army, and then Anuga means those who follow him. So Anuga here means his other staff, etc. So all of them were following him. He was following Rishis, and along with him his 4 sons were there. His Dasharatha also started going back towards Ayodhya. Gachantam tu naravyaghram sarshisangham saraghavam ghorastu pakshino vacho vyaharanti samantataha bhaumaschaiva mrigas sarve gacchanti sma pradakshinam. So Gachantam tu naravyaghram, that naravyaghram Gachantam means while that king, that great king, while he was going, Sarshi Sangham Saraghavam. How was he going? He was going along with the Rishi Sangha and along with Raghava, that is with Rama he was going. So while he was going, Bhorastu Pakshinaha Vachaha Vyaharanti Samantataha Pakshinaha. So Vachaha Vyaharanti. Pakshis, birds in the Akasha were, so from all directions they were making great noises in the sky. So Pakshinaha Vachaha Vyaharanti. Vachaha Vyaharanti means, Vachaha means actually here you should take just sounds. So some sounds they were making, those Pakshis in the sky from all directions. Samantataha. On the sky, this is the event. On the ground, what is happening? Bhaumaschaiva Mrigaha. Bhaumaha means, so earthen. So Mrigaha, that is animals who are on the earth. That is animals that are roaming here and there. They have to pass through a forest, So Bhaumaha Mrigaha Sarve, all those animals. Gachantisma Pradakshinam. All animals are going around them as Pradakshinam. So birds in the sky are making terrible noises here. You should take, so Ghoraha, I told you, Ghoraha Vachaha, terrible noises they are making, and these animals are going Pradakshinam around these people. Tan Drishtva Rajashardulo Vasishtham Paryapruchhata Asaumyah Pakshino Ghora Mrigaschapi Pradakshinaha Kimidam Hridayotkampi Manomama Vishidati. So Tan Drishtva, that Rajashardulaha Dasharatha, great king Dasharatha, Tan Drishtva, seeing those birds and animals, Vasishtham Paryapruchhata, he asked this Vasishtha. So Vasishtha was there, around him. So he asked Vasishtha Maharshi the following question. He's telling, Asaumyaha Pakshinaha. These birds, if you look at birds, they are Asaumyaha. They are making something. So they are making a terrible noise. So Asaumya is not very hard, not very pleasing. So Asaumyaha Pakshinaha Ghoraha. So very terrible noise they are making. Or Ghoraha Mrigaha Pradakshinaha. These wild animals, they are going around us as Pradakshina. So those Pakshis making the sound is a Ashubha Shakunam actually. So it's an ill omen. and these animals going around is a positive omen. So it is a Shubha Shakunam. So he is confused. What is happening here? He is confused, and that is why he is asking Vasishtha, Kimidam Hridayotkampi. So this is, what is this? This is, so Kimidam, what is happening here? Hridayotkampi. It is disturbing my heart a lot. So disturbing my mind. Mano me Vishidati. My mind is extremely perturbed. What is happening here? राज्ञो दशरथस्यैतत् श्रुत्वा वाक्यं महान् ऋषिः उवाच मधुरां वाणीं श्रूयतामस्य यत् फलम्. सो राज्ञः दशरथस्य राज्ञः वाक्यं Shrutva, having heard the words of that Raja Dasharatha, that Mahan Rishihi Vasishtha Uvacha. So he spoke the following words. How did he speak? Madhuram Vanim Uvacha. So he is perturbed. Now Vasishtha also should not act, oh yeah, what is happening? He should not behave like that. He should very peacefully try to pacify him. Therefore, Madhuram Vanim Uvacha. And then what is he saying? Shruyatam Asyayat Phalam. Hey Raja, listen. Listen, what is the phalam for these two shakunams that is happening here. Upasthitam bhayam ghoram divyam pakshi mukhachutam mrigaah prashamayantyete santapastyajyatamayam. So I am santapaha tyajyatam. Hey Raja, this disturbance that you are having, that santapa tyajyatam, please give away. There is no cause to worry, because upasthit. So this pakshi mukhat, from the mouth of those birds, that is from their sounds that they are making. So upasthitam ghoram divyam bhayam chutam. So divyam here means divyam pakshi. So divyam pakshi, divi means divi he antarikshe bhavam, that is divyam. These birds that are in the sky, here divyam means that actually those birds in the sky. So from their mouths, so pakshi mukhate, from their mouths, upasthitam ghoram bhayam chutam. Chutam is, so it is being released. That is, they are signaling towards some ghora bhaya that is going to befall upon us. So some great misery kind of thing is going to befall upon us. That is what the birds are signaling. But then these mrigas are going pradakshina around us, mrigaha prashamantyete. So ete mrigaha prashamayanti. So mrigaha prashamayantyete. These mrigaha, these animals prashamayanti. They are signaling that yeah, something is going to happen, but don't worry, you will be able to cross over it. So they are saying yes, something is coming, but then you will be able to cross over it. Therefore, santapaha tyajyatam. I am santapaha, so tyajyatam he Rajan. Tesham sambadatam tatra. Now see, he's building up. Parashurama is going to appear. Now see how he builds it up. Tesham sambadatam tatra vayuh pradur babhuvaha. Kampayen medinim sarvam patayanscha mahadruman. Tamasa samvrata surya sarve navedishur dishaha. Bhasmana chavratam sarvam sammudhamiva tadbalam. Vasishtha rishayaschanye raja cha sasutastada. Sasanya iva tatrasan sarvam anyad vichetanam. Tasmin tamasi ghoretu bhasmachanne vasa chamohu. Tadarsha bhima sankasham Jatamandaladharinam Bhargavam Jamadagneam Raja Vimardanam. So this is appearance. So Vishwamitra is appearing. Further, actually, should read even the next shlokas together. Let us just read that. So he is now describing how that Parashurama looks in these from 18 shloka onwards. Kailasam iva durdharsham kalagnim iva dussaham jwalantam iva tejobhir durniriksham pruthak janaihi skandhe chasajya parashum धनुर विद्युद्गणोपमं प्रगृह्य शरमुग्रंच त्रिपुरघ्नं यथा शिवं तम दृष्ट्वा भीमसंकाशं ज्वलन्तमिव पावकं वसिष्ठ प्रमुखा विप्रा जपहोम परायणाः संगता मुनयः सर्वे संजजल्पुरथो मिथः. So this is Parashurama's entry now. He is saying so tesham sambadatam tatra vayuhu pradurbabhuvaha. So tesham sambadatam, that is when this Vasishtha and Dasharatha were talking between each other. Sambadatam tatra vayuhu pradurbabhuvaha. So tatra, in that, so at the place that they were, vayuhu pradurbabhuva. So some great wind kind of started blowing heavily. So wind started blowing there heavily. So Kampayen me. So suddenly now now also there is some breeze etc. But we don't notice it. Suppose some great wind comes, so then you say okay, wind is born. So that is what he is telling. Pradur babhuva, wind is born. Wind is born means what? Till now it was very peaceful. Suddenly one great blow of wind has come. So that's the idea. So vayuhu pradur babhuva kampayen medinim sarvam. So the entire Medini Prithvi was as though quaking, shivering. This earth was as though shivering. Patayanscha mahadruman. Mahadruman means tall, great trees. They are kind of falling. Patayan. So Tamasa samvrita Suryaha. Surya is being, so sun is being covered by darkness, as though covered by darkness. Sarve navedishur dishaha, because sun, so based on sun they tell the location, you know, if it is evening time, sun will be on the west. Based on that, you can tell the other three directions. So, but then if sun is being covered, then you will not know which is what direction. So sarve navedishuhu dishaha. So nobody is able to recognize the directions. Sarve dishaha navedishuhu. They are not able to recognize all directions. Bhasmana chavrutam sarvam. So that wind, you know, is blowing and all dust is covering that place. So there's dust all around. So nobody is able to see anything clearly. Bhasmana chavrutam sarvam sammudhamiva tadbalam. Tadbalam means Dasharathasya balam, that Sena. Sammudhamiva. Sammudham means they are now, they don't know what to do. So kartavyata buddhi, they don't know what should we do. So because of this great, so they want to protect the king, protect themselves, but they don't know. This is a situation that they have not faced, and it is, they don't know what to do now. Vasishtha Rishayaschanye, Vasishtha Rishayaschanye, you should take that Visarga has become, has disappeared because of Sandhi there. So because there is a vowel after Vasishtha, you know, so that Visarga has dropped there. Vasishtha and then Rishayaschanye. So Anye Rishayaha, Vasishtha, other rishis, that Raja and along with his sons, except these four people, all of them were as though lifeless. So only these people, that is Vasishtha, the other rishis, that Raja and his sons, those four sons, Sasanya Iva, only as though they are with lives. What about others? Tatra, so Sasanya Iva Tatrasan. These four people, 4 means 3 plus 4, 7 people, and many rishis. So you never know in that rishis how many people are there. So anyway, these people are Sasanya Iva Tatrasan. Only these people there are looking as though there is some life in them. So Sarvam Anyat Vichetanam. Anyat Sarvam, everybody else is as though lifeless there. So Vichetanam. They have not swooned or anything. They have not fainted, because they are all going to see this Parashurama. But then they are kind of stunned, perturbed, you know, so petrified. So they don't know what to do. They are standing there as though lifeless. So Tasmin Tamasi Goretu Bhasmachanneva sa chamuhu dadarsha. So Tasmin Tamasi, Tasmin Ghore Tamasi, in that great darkness, Bhasmachanneva sa chamuhu. So that sa chamu means army. Sa chamuhu, that army, dadarsha, they saw. So what did they see? Bhasmachannaha iva, as though entirely smeared with ash. So this Parashurama is looking like that, smeared with ash. Bhima Sankasham. See, Bhasmachannaha is the very first adjective they are giving to him. So it shows that he was a great Shiva Bhakta, Parashurama. Bhima Sankasham. So he's looking, his appearance is frightful. If you look at him, so instantly you will feel terrified. Bhima Sankasham. Jatamandala Dharinam. So he's having huge jata, etc. Bhargavam. Bhargavam means he is born in that Bhrugu's lineage. Bhargavam Jamadagnyam. So he is Jamadagni's son. Bhargavam Jamadagnyam Raja. So Raja and Sa Chamucha. So this Raja also saw, and his other retinue also saw. Raja Dadarsha. So whom did he see? These people saw Raja Vimardhanam. So Raja Vimardhanam Dadarsha. Raja Vimardhanam means one who puts an end to kings. You know, Parashurama was famous or infamous for putting an end to Kshatriyas. So this Raja Vimardhanam Dadarsha. This Raja Dasharatha saw Raja Vimardhanam Parashuramam Dadarsha. That is, he who puts an end to kings. This Raja saw. So you can imagine what is the state of Dasharatha's mind here. So Valmiki is telling Raja Vimardhanam Dadarsha. And how is that Parashurama? Kailasam iva Durdharsham. So he's standing invincible. Now he has come there. Nobody can shake him. Nobody can even talk to him. He's looking like Kailasa Parvata, and then Kalagni iva Dussaham. So his presence itself is very terrifying, like Kalagni. Kalagni will burn you, even if it is say 1 kilometer away, it will start burning you already. So he's like that. This Parashurama standing right in front of them, moreover. Jwalantam iva. So Jwalantam iva Tejobhihi. So Tejobhihi Jwalantam iva. By his tejas, as though he's going to burn these people. He's looking like that. And then Durniriksham Pruthak Janaihi. Pruthak Janaihi means Pamara Janaihi. For ordinary people, he is Durniriksham. He cannot be even seen. He's looking like that. That is one interpretation. One of the commentators is also telling Tejobhihi Pruthak Durniriksham Janaihi. That is Janaihi, by everyone, not just ordinary Pamara ignorant people. No, Janaihi, for all people. Tejobhihi pruthak durnireksham. It is difficult to discern his form from his tejas. So if you look at sun, you'll actually see, if you see, look at, let's say, sun at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning. If you look at sun, it will not, so afternoon sun you cannot clearly see also with naked eye. You will have to make some more effort. But then just that sun who's picking up that, you know, brightness, etc., so it will be a little hazy. But if you concentrate a little, then you can see that circle, that mandalam, you can see a little more clearly. So this is like that. This Parashurama's form is not discernible from his tejas. His tejas is kind of covering his body. So janaihi tejobhihi pruthak durniriksham. You cannot separate his form from his tejas. It is looking like that. That is another interpretation. Skandhe chasajya parashum. So skandhe parashum asajya. So he is putting Parashu's axe on his shoulders. He has an axe, and then dhanuhu on another shoulder. So on one shoulder he has axe, and on the other shoulder he has dhanush, that is a bow. And then vidyut ganopamam, he is looking like so even one lightning is terrifying, but he is looking like vidyut gana. So many lightnings, groups of lightnings together, he is looking like that. Pragrihya sharamugram. So skandhe parashum asajya dhanuhu pragrihya, you can take like that, and then ugram sharam pragrihya. So on one hand he is holding this dhanush, and then one sharam also. So on his shoulder this axe is hanging perhaps, and then on one hand he has an arrow, and on the other hand he has a bow. So Tripuragnam yatha Shivam, he is looking like Shiva who will put an end to so Tripuraghna means Tripurari Shiva. You know, Shiva put an end to this Tripurasura. So he appears as three Purams, and Shiva put an end to him like that. Now this Parashurama is also looking like that Shiva. Valmiki says Tripuraghnam Shivam iva. Yatha Tripuraghnam Shivam he is looking, because so it's to show that this Parashurama's Krodha can put an end to all three worlds now itself. So that Parashurama is looking like that. Tam drishtva bhima sankasham. So having seen him whose mere form is frightening, bhima sankasham. So pavakam iva jwalantam, as though he is burning us all, like fire he is burning us all. Vasishtha pramukha vipraha. So Vasishtha and other vipras there, brahmanas. So Vasishtha pramukha means Vasishtha is leading those people. So those groups of brahmanas, so for whom Vasishtha is the leader. So vipraha japahoma parayanaha. This is an adjective to vipras. So they are japahoma parayanaha. They are people who always perform japa and homa. That is one meaning. Or they perform japa homa. So this Tilakakara is writing all this. He quotes some previous commentator and says, some people have commented that so this japa homa parayanaha should mean that, see, these people usually they do japa and homa, but right now they are walking. So how can you use this as an adjective to these people who are walking right now? So that previous commentator has said there is a shruti like that this prana and apana itself is the ahuti. So this prana, inhalation and exhalation, is the ahuti that you are giving to Agni. So there is Jatharagni, etc. You know. So that is what he is meaning. These people, as even they are walking, they are performing this Agnihotra is one meaning you can say. But Tilakakara is telling that meaning also you need not say, because it does not fit in. Because later he will say these people are talking to each other. While talking, what dhyanam, etc. you will do. That's not possible. So japa homa parayana is general adjective to them. Usually these are the people who perform japa and homa. So that is kind of an adjective to these vipraha, Vasishtha pramukhaha vipraha, who are usually japa homa parayanaha. So sangataha, they all now came together, assembled at one place. They are all scattered, you know, they are all walking towards Ayodhya. Te sarve munayaha so sanjajalpuhu atha. So having come together, thereafter mithaha, between them, sanjajalpuhu. So between them they are talking to each other. What are they saying? Kachit pitruvadhamarshi kshatram notsadayishyati purvam kshatravadham kritva gatamanyur gatajwaraha kshatrasyotsaadanam bhuyo nakhalvasya chikirshitam. So this Parashurama has come. So pitruvadhamarshi, his Parashurama is somebody who's disturbed by his father's death. So kachit pitruvadhamarshi kshatram notsadayishyati. So they are doubtful. Oh, is he going to now again come and kill all these kshatriyas? Kachit means, oh, is he going to do? So here kachit means that. So pitruvadhamarshi kshatram notsadayishyati. So is he going to or not going to? So utsadayishyati nava. So you should take it that way. Why are they having doubt? Because they know in the past he used to kill kshatriyas, but then later he gave up that thing, that this killing of Kshatriyas thing, he gave up. Now again he has come. So now again, has he come for some other reason, or has he come again to put an end to Kshatriyas? That is their doubt. Therefore, that Kachit shows that they are in that doubt. Is he going to put an end to Kshatriyas? Is that why he has come now again, or has he come for some other purpose? So Purvam Kshatravadham Krutva Gatamanyuhu Gatajwaraha. So Purvam, in the past he did Kshatravadha, and then he gave up his kopam after he gave up his anger after that Gatamanyuhu. So his Manyu left him. Gatamanyuhu. Manyu means anger. So Gatamanyuhu Gatajwaraha. Jwara here means that mental disturbance also left him. Kshatrasya Utsadanam Bhuyaha Nakhalvasya Chikirshitam. Having given it up in the past, now again he should not be entertaining that idea. Kshatrasya Utsadanam. Utsadanam here means Hatya. So to kill Kshatriyas, Bhuyaha, once again. Asya Chikirshitam Nakhalu. He should not be desiring it now because he has already given up the desire. His anger has left him, etc. But then he has come again. So what is he going to actually do? So Nakhalvasya Chikirshitam is, now some commentators say they are sure that he has come not to kill but for some other purpose. That Khalu shows that he has come definitely for some other purpose. एवं उक्त्वार्घ्यमादाय भार्गवं भीमदर्शनं ऋषयो राम रामेति मधुरं वाक्यमब्रुवन्. So evam uktva, that is parasparam mithaha, between themselves, having talked all this, discussed all this, arghamadaya. So they all started taking arghyam in their hands, and bhargavam bhimadarshanam rishayaha madhuram vakyam abruvan. So they started speaking madhuram vakyam, sweet words, to whom? That Bhargava. Bhargava is he who has come in that Bhrigu's lineage. Bhimadarshanam, very frightful to see. So sarve rishayaha arghamadaya madhuram vakyam abruvan. What were they saying? Rama, Rama. So Parashurama, hey Rama, hey Rama. So they started welcoming him. Parashurama, please come, etc. Welcome to you. So they started offering arghyam. Pratigrihyatu tam pujam rishidattam pratapavan. Ramam Dasharathim Ramo Jamadagno Bhyabhashata. So tam argyam tam pujam pratigrihya, having accepted the puja of all those rishis. So rishidattam pujam tam pratigrihya, that Pratapavan, so that Parashurama of great prowess, what did he do? So Valmiki very nicely is writing Ramam Dasharathim Ramaha Jamadagnaha Abhyabhashata. So this Jamadagnya Rama, that is Jamadagni's son Rama, Abhyabhashata, spoke to whom? Ramam Dasharathim. He spoke to Rama, who is Dasharatha's son. Ityarshe Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adi Kavye Balakande Chatussaptatitamas Sargaha Atha Panchasaptatitamas Sargaha Ramadasharathe Veera Vidyam Te Shruyate Bhutam Dhanusho Bhedananjaiva Nikhilena Maya Shrutam. Rama Dasharathe, he Dasharatha's son Rama. So Veera, he strong man. So Te Adbhutam Viryam Shruyate. So your great prowess is being spoken about everywhere. So I have also heard it. He is telling next that. So Mayapi Shrutam. So Shruyate, your prowess, your greatness is being talked about by everybody everywhere. Dhanushaha Bhedananchaiva, your prowess, and then your breaking. So this prowess here is Siddhashrama, Tatakavadha, all that also people are talking about. And Dhanushaha Bhedanancha. So your breaking of that Shiva Dhanus also. So Nikhilena, all your stories so far, right from Tatakavadha till here, all your stories, people are talking, Shruyate, it is being heard. That is, people are discussing about it. Every ashrama, rishis are talking about it perhaps. And then Maya Shrutam, it has been heard. Maya Cha Shrutam, it has been heard by me also. Tadadbhutam achintyancha bhedanam dhanushasthatha. Tachruttvaham anuprapto dhanurgrihya param shubham. So tadadbhutam achintyancha. So that you broke Shiva's dhanus, it is something unheard of, achintyam. It cannot even be thought of. Adbhutam, something great task you have performed. So Dhanushaha Bhedanam, so that breaking of the bow, it is something unimaginable, Achintyam. So Tatha, so having heard Tatha Tachrutva, because it is unimaginable, I heard it, and then immediately I came to see who's that person who could actually do it, whether he really did it, whether he could do it, etc. Tachrutva aham anupraptaha. Anu means here paschat. So Shrutva Praptaha. Having heard that, I came. Otherwise, I would have been happily doing my tapasya in Himalayas. But that Shrutva, Anu means after. So Anu means after. After means what? After having heard it, I came here. So Tatha Tachrutva Anupraptaha Aham Dhanur Grihya Aparam. So Aparam Shubham Dhanuhu Grihya Aham Agatavan Aham Anupraptaha. So I took this other bow that is with me. He is holding it in his hand, and I have come here, having heard that news about you breaking that Shiva's dhanush, I have come now. Tadidam ghora sankasham jamadagnyam mahadhanuh purayasva shareneva swabalam darshayasva cha. So idam tadidam. So that dhanush. So he told, dhanuhu grihya aparam shubham dhanuhu grihya. So shubham dhanuhu is, he's kind of indirectly saying he's going to tell the story later. So that is an old broken bow you broke, not much of a thing. This is shubham dhanush. This is a very strong bow. This is not yet broken. It is very strong. It has been in use. I have used these things, etc. This bow I have been using it also. That is that shubham there. Shubham is an dhvani to that. So tadidam, this is the dhanush. Now he's showing him. Already it's in his hand, but then he's bringing it forward and showing him. Tadidam ghora sankasham jamadagnyam mahadhanuhu. So this mahadhanuhu, this great bow, which is also very huge to see. So Jamada, in fact, he's going to say both are equal in strength. That Shiva's dhanush and this is Vishnu's dhanush. He will tell all that story. So that Vishnu's dhanush this is. So both are equal in strength. So you can imagine as big and as heavy that was. This is also so heavy. Therefore, so mahadhanuhu jamadagnyam. So it was with Jamadagni. It was with my father. Ghora sankasham. This is also very frightful to look at. So that dhanush. This is that dhanush. Purayasva sharenaiva. So Purayaswa, this, so I heard that you kind of string that bow, okay, string this bow also. Let me see how you did it. Purayaswa Sharena eva. So Sharena eva Purayaswa Swabalam Darshayaswa cha. Show me your prowess. I heard about it. I can't believe in hearsay. Display it to me. Let me also see. How did you do it? Tadaham te balam drishtva dhanushopyasya purane dvandva yuddham pradasyami viryashlaghyam aham tava. So Parashurama has come to test whether Rama is powerful or not. But then to even put you to test, I have an entrance. So in Hyderabad, so people go to IIT. So to go to IIT, there used to be one coaching center that gives training to go into IIT. That was called Ramaya's IIT class. So that there used to be, I think he's still alive. So Ramaya used to be one sir who used to give coaching to IIT students. So Ramaya's tuition it was. To go to Ramaya's tuition, there used to be an entrance test. To that entrance test, they give coaching. This is something like that. So Ramaya will give you coaching for IIT, IIT's entrance test, JEE, whatever. So Ramaya, to take into his tuition, he will conduct one test. For that test, people used to give coaching. He was very famous. I think right now he's not teaching. So this is like that. So if you are able to string this bow, then will come the real test. What is the real test? You have to fight with me, Dvandva Yuddham. So in a dual combat, you will enter into. But to even enter into a dual combat with me, first you have to kind of string this bow. So tadaham te balam drishtva. So if you are able to string this bow, then having seen your prowess, tad balam aham drishtva dhanushopyasya purane asya dhanushaha api purane. If you are able to string even this bow, then dvandva yuddham pradasyami. See how Parashurama is telling. Then I will gift you dvandva yuddham. I will give you the opportunity to enter into a duel with me. And then what will happen if you enter into the mere fact that you will enter into a duel with me will be Viryashlaghyam. So Viryashlaghyam dvandva yuddham. I will give you an opportunity to fight a duel with me. That opportunity itself is Viryashlaghyam. Viryashlaghyam means Veeras will praise this. That is one meaning. Veeras will praise, oh, Rama got an opportunity to fight a duel with Parashurama. That way they will praise. Or the other meaning is this itself is Shlag. So Viryam Shlagyam. So this itself is great prowess that you are able to enter into me. That is Viryashlag. That is, I will praise you that you are a great Veera. Others also will praise you as a great Veera. If you are merely able to enter, forget winning, merely enter into a duel with me. Tasya tad vachanam shrutva raja dasharathas tada vishanna vadano deenah pranjalir vakyam abravit. So Tasya Parashuramasya tad vachanam, whatever he spoke, shrutva, that tada, thereafter that Raja Dasharatha, what did he do? He became vishanna vadanaha. So his head kind of was, so he was terrified, so he was feared, so he was scared, and in that fear he was putting his head down, and in deenaha he became helpless. Pranjalihi vakyam abravit. So very, very extremely humbly, obediently he appeared in that scene. Then with namaskaram pranjali he was doing, and then vakyam abravit, he spoke the following words. Kshatra roshat prashantastam brahmanascha mahatapah balanam mama putranam abhayam datumar balanam mama putranam abhayam datumarhasi He Mahatapaha, He Mahatapasvi Parashurama. So Mahatapaha, why is he using? He's saying, so far you are performing tapasya. Why did you suddenly come here? You could have continued performing your tapasvi. That is the dhvani here. So Kshatraroshat Prashantahatvam. So now, so we have heard that you already were pacified with your on your anger about Kshatriya. So Kshatraroshat means about your anger on Kshatriyas. So Prashantaha, you have been pacified of that anger. Tvam. And then Brahmanaha, you are also Brahmana. Hey Parashurama, you are a Brahmana. So first of all, he's not meaning all that directly. You are a Brahmana. You shouldn't have done that in the first place, but then you have done that and you have now given the task, and then you are a Brahmana Mahatapasvi. So therefore, Balanam Mama Putranam Abhayam Datum Arhasi. So you should give Abhayam to my 4 sons who are children. To my children, what should I say? Hey Parashurama, you should give them Abhayam. That is, please don't trouble them, please don't put them to test, please don't kill them also, because his intention is that Parashurama, if he comes, Dasharatha remembers Parashurama like that, if he comes, he will kill that king. Bhargavanam kule jata swadhyaya vratashalinam सहस्राक्षे प्रतिज्ञाय शस्त्रं प्रक्षिप्तवानसि सत्वं धर्मपरो भूत्वा कश्यपाय वसुन्धरां दत्वा वनमुपागम्य महेन्द्रकृतकेतनः मम सर्वविनाशाय सम्प्राप्तस्त्वं महामुने न चैकस्मिन् हते रामे सर्वे जीवामहे वयं ब्रुवत्येवं दशरथे जामदग्न्यः प्रतापवान् अनादृत्य तु तद्वाक्यं राममेवाभ्यभाषत. So Bhargavanam Kule Jataha, hey Parashurama, you are born in this great lineage of Bhrigu. So in that Bhrigu's lineage you are born. So what's the greatness of people born in Bhrigu's lineage? They are Swadhyaya Vratashalinam. So they are engaged in the Vrata called Swadhyaya, or they are engaged in Swadhyaya and various Vratams. So that is their Swabhava. Swadhyaya Vratashalinam Bhargavanam Kule Jataha. And then not only that, so earlier you had anger, but that anger you gave away, Sahasrakshe Shastram Pratignyaya Prakshiptavanasi. So Sahasrakshe, in front of Sahasraksha Indra, you gave up your anger. So you having given up your anger on Kshatriyas, you said, no more, I am not going to kill Kshatriyas anymore. Such a kind of pratignya you made in front of Indra. And then Kshatram Prakshiptavanasi, Shastram, all your implements you kind of gave up in front of Indra. You surrendered those implements, your weapons, etc. And then you made a promise that I am not going to kill Kshatriyas anymore. He is reminding him. So all this, please remember. I don't know why you have come now. I hope you have not come to kill us again. So that is Dasharatha's intention. Sattvam dharmaparo bhutva kashyapaya vasundharam dattva vanamupagamya mahendrakataketanaha. So having made that promise to Indra, that you who have already made that promise to Indra, you dharmaparaha bhutva, so you kind of regained. So actually this was not your dharma, but then you somehow you did it, then you made a promise to Indra, then dharmaparaha bhutva, you again assumed your brahmana dharma. And then Kashyapaya Vasundharam Dattva, having given away to Kashyapa this entire, see, he killed all Kshatriya kings 21 times, they say. Parashurama conquered the entire earth 21 times. He invaded Kshatriyas and killed them. So whenever he kills, that bhumi becomes his, So entire earth belonged to Parashurama. And then as Prayashchitta, what he did, he performed a yaga, Prayashchitta yaga, and in that yaga to Kashyapa, as he's going to say all that in this sarga itself. So as what should I say, as Dakshina, he gave away that land to Kashyapa. So having given up, so Kashyapaya Vasundharam Dattva Vanam Upagamya, he gave away all the land that he got, this entire king earth he inherited, Inherited means what? He acquired by his balam, not inherited. So Vanam Upagamya Mahendra Kritaketanaha. So he went back to Vanam, he went to the forest, and then on Mahendragiri, Mahendra Kritaketanaha. Ketana means actually dwelling. So you have made your dwelling on Mahendragiri. And then Mama so now why have you come again? Mama Sarva Vinashaya Sampraptasvam Mahamune, hey Mahamuni, as though you have come now to destroy Mama Sarvaswam. So Mama Sarva Vinashaya Sampraptaha, you have come now again as though to destroy everything that belongs to me. How are you going to destroy everything that belongs to me? Nachaikasmin hate Rame Sarve Jivamahe Vayam. If Rama is killed by you, none of us are going to live. So ekasmin Rame hate, so sarve najivamahe vayam sarve. So if Rama is killed by you, That very news will take us into a shock, and all of us will die. At that moment, all of us will die. So this is Dasharatha's agony. Now, let me just quickly say, even if at the cost of 5-10 minutes more today, we will finish the sarga anyway. So there are various perspectives to this chapter. So you will see as we go ahead, there is the Shiva and Vishnu kind of way yuddha that comes up between Shiva and Vishnu in this chapter itself. Parashurama will tell that story. So why did this chapter come up? So Govinda Raja, obviously in the introduction he says to this chapter, or maybe the previous chapter, he says earlier, Govinda Raja is a Vishishtadvaiti. So earlier, Kashyapa and Vishwamitra have established that Rama is the supreme, Vishnu is the supreme. So he quotes those shlokas there, and then he says, this is from the Vedas, for example, Aham Vedmi. So Ramam Satyaparakramam Vishwamitra says, and then he says Veda Hametam Purusham Mahantam. I said this earlier. That was also Govinda Raja's statement, I suppose, there, if I remember correctly. He says that, but then these people are telling Shiva is there, one person called Shiva is there. So Valmiki has to establish, no, Shiva is not the ultimate. Narayana is ultimate, Shiva is not ultimate. So to prove that, Valmiki has written this, he is showing that Vrittanta now to show that Shiva is not ultimate, Narayana is ultimate. That is the purpose of these chapters, he is saying. Shiromanikara has a different approach. Obviously, he doesn't subscribe to that view. He accepts Shiva and Vishnu, all of them are same. But then he says, Vishwamitra was dead. According to this Shiromanikara, he has a scheme. His scheme is everybody is a Rama Bhakta, including Ravana, everybody, Tataka, whatever, all these Asuras, everybody is a Rama Bhakta. Some of them are Bhaktas as villains, some of them are Bhaktas as Bhaktas, according to him. So Parashurama is also Rama Bhakta, Dasharatha has also Rama Bhakta. Dasharatha is a great Jnani also, according to him. Parashurama is a Bhakta, in fact he is Avatara, but he is deluded. Whether this Rama is an Avatara or not, he is deluded. Therefore, out of the delusion, he couldn't believe that feat of Rama breaking Shiva's bow, and therefore he wanted to test. He thought Rama is an ordinary mortal, so he wanted to come and test. So Dasharatha here, he says, when Dasharatha approached him, so Vishanna Vadanaha, he says, he interprets it that way, saying Dasharatha with a peaceful mind he went to Parashurama, because Dasharatha is thinking, Ayo, this Parashurama is not recognizing Rama's greatness, therefore he is going and telling. Why am I telling all this? Because he is saying here, Nachaikasmin Hate Rame. So how Shiromanikara interprets that verse is, Rama, if you keep this war with Rama, if you wage, he will kill you. So Rame Hate means when Rame, so you are that Rama. So Rame Hate, other people are saying, if Rama, my son Rama, if he dies, but Shiromanikara says, this Rama will kill you. If he kills you, then all of them, all of us, so Vayam Sarve Najivamahe, that is, all of us will get Brahmahatya Papam. So why are you making us do these things, he says. That is Shiromanikara's interpretation of this chapters. That is, Vishwamitra is deluded, therefore he has come to test Rama. That delusion will be removed subsequently, and then we will see subsequent events when it happens in the Sarga. We will discuss a little more. To proceed further, Bruvatyevam Dasharathe Jamadagnyah Pratapavan Anadritya Tadvakyam Ramamevabhyabhashata. So Dasharathe Evam Bruvatye Evam Bruvati Sati. So when Dasharatha was speaking like this to Parashurama, that Jamadagnya Pratapavan, that Pratapavan, so who has great prowess, who is Jamadagni's son, that Parashurama, Tadvakyam Anadritya. He did not pay any heed to Dasharatha's words. He didn't even care. He is telling Anadritya. He didn't care that even Dasharatha was there. Ramamevabhya Bhashata. He didn't even address that Dasharatha. So those rishis he addressed. He accepted their Adhyam, etc. because they are Brahmanas. The Kshatriya Dasharatha, he didn't even care. Directly he was speaking to Rama. Ramamevabhya Bhashata. Ime dve dhanushi shresthe divye loka bhipujite dridhe balavati mukhe sukrute vishwakarmana. So he is telling Rama, there are two bows. So ime dve, he is telling these are the two. Then right now he has only one in his hand. But then that other bow Rama has in memory, Rama broke that bow, so he knows. Ime dve dhanushi, these two bows, shresthe, there are two of them are shrestha, so very great bows. Divye, both of them are aprakrita, it was something great, something divine. Loka bhi pujite, all of these are vivachanas, okay. Loka bhi pujite, they have been worshipped by everybody. These two bows, dridhe, very sturdy, balavati, very strong. Both of them are sturdy, both of them are strong. Mukhye. Both of them are important. Both of them are equal. That is also the meaning. Vishwakarmana Sukrute. Both of them have been very nicely made by Vishwakarma. अनुसृष्टम सुरैरेकम त्र्यंबकाय युत्सवे त्रिपुरघ्नं नरश्रेष्ठ भग्नं काकुत्स्थयत्वया. So suraihi ekam त्र्यंबकाय युत्सवे अनुसृष्टम suraihi. So this Vishwakarma created two bows equal in strength. Two bows he created. So these devatas, what did they do? One of that they took and gave it to that Triambaka. Triambaka is one who has three eyes. So Triambakaya Yutsave, that Shiva who was eager to fight, who was eager to wage a war, to him he gave. When was Shiva eager to wage a war, or rather eager to fight? Tripuraghnam Shivam. So that then the Tripurasura Samhara context, Shiva wanted a bow. So these devatas went and gave that Shiva one of those two bows of bows that Vishwakarma created. Anusrishta means they went and offered. So Ekam Suraihi Triambakaya Yutsave. Yutsava means so Yodhum Ichavaha. So Yutsavaha means so he's ready to fight. So he's interested to fight. So Yutsavaya, so Yutsave Triambakaya Ekam Suraihi Anusrishtam. So Tripuraghnam Bhagnam. So that Tripuraghnam Dhanuhu Bhagnam, that Shiva Dhanus has been broken by you. Yat tvaya Tripuraghnam Dhanuhu Bhagnam. He Kakutstha Rama, he Narashrestha. That is the Dhanus which you broke. Recently you broke. That is one Dhanus. Idam Dvitiyam Durdharsham Vishnor Dattam Surotamaihi. Adidam Vaishnavam Rama Dhanuh Parapuranjayam. So Idam Dvitiyam, what I hold in my hand is the second Dhanush which Surotamaihi Vishnoho Dattam. So Durdharsham. Idam Dvitiyam Durdharsham. This is that other invincible bow which Surottamaihi, which the great devatas, Vishnoho Dattam, has been given to Vishnu. The second bow, these devatas went and gave to Vishnu. Tadidam Vaishnavam Dhanuhu. Hey Rama, this is that Vishnu's Dhanus, Vaishnavam Dhanuhu, Parapuranjayam. I think this Parapuranjayam word has come first time only now. I don't remember if it has come previously, but this Parapuranjaya, so as an adjective to Rama, is going to come very frequently later. Rama Parapuranjayaha, it's going to come. So Parapuranjayaha means he who wins over, conquers enemies' cities. So Ramaha Parapuranjayaha. Or here this Parapuranjayam Dhanuhu. This is the Dhanus with which you can wage a war and conquer or kind of win over enemies' cities. This is that second Dhanush. Samana Saram Kakutstha Raudrena Dhanushatvidam. So Idam, this Dhanush that I am having, Raudrena Dhanusha, by Rudra's Dhanush, Samana Saram, He Kakutstha, this is Samana Saram, that is their strength is equal, both of them are of equal strength. Tadatu Devata Sarva Prichantisma Pitamaham, Shiti Kanthasya Vishnoscha, Bala Bala Nidikshaya. These Devatas, they can keep quiet? No, they didn't keep quiet. What did they do? One bow they gave him and one bow they gave Vishnu. Then they went to Pitamaha, to Brahmaji. Sarve Devataha Tada means after giving each of them that bow. So Pitamaham Prichantisma. They went to Pitamaha Brahmaji and asked him. What did they ask? Shitikanthasya Vishnoscha Bala Bala Nidikshaya Prichanti. So they went and asked this Brahmaji between the Shitikantha. Shitikantha means one who has poison in his throat he is holding, So Shiva. Shitikanthasya Vishnoscha Bala Bala Nidikshaya. Nidikshaya means Parikshaya. They wanted to know who is the stronger of these two. Now this is where Tilakakara gives his perspective to this chapter. He says like him Shiromanikara says Shiva and Vishnu are equal. Obviously Tilakakara has to say he's an Advaitin. So Tilakakara says already Devatas have seen Shiva wielding that Dhanush in Tripurasura Samhara. In the Tripurasura Samhara, Vishnu was the arrow. So Vishnu was the arrow and this Dhanush was there. Shiva was the wielder of the arrow. So Vishnu as the arrow was just the instrument. Shiva was the yielder of the instrument. So obviously the yielder has to be greater than the instrument. So that story has established that Shiva is great. Now these Devatas go and ask Brahma who is great. So this is the context to what we are going to see next. So this context you keep in mind. According to Tilakakara, Shiva's greatness has been established and now Devatas have this doubt, Shiva is great or Vishnu is great. Now that doubt has to be settled. Now with that Nidikshaya, Bala Bala Parikshaya, these people went to Pitamaha. Abhiprayam tu Vijnaya Devatanam Pitamaha. Virodham Janayamasa Tayos Satyavatam. So Devatanam Abhiprayam Vijnaya, having understood the intention of those Devatas, that Pitamaha, what did he do? Pitamaha, who Satyavatam Varaha. He is the greatest amongst the truthful. That is, this Brahmaji is so he knows what is the fact of the matter. He knows. So Virodham Tayoho Virodham Janayamasa. This Brahmaji created a rift between Shiva and Vishnu. Now, why did he create a rift between Shiva and Vishnu? In this rift, now Vishnu is going to win in the subsequent story. So Tilakakara is telling Brahmaji knew that Shiva and Vishnu are equal. Just because at that instant Shiva used Vishnu as an instrument doesn't make Vishnu less great and Shiva more great, because subsequently he wants to show that Vishnu is also equally great. That is the essence of this story that you will see in this chapter, that Shiva and Vishnu are equally great. Okay, so why am I struggling so much to say? You will see subsequently the story. It looks, why was the story created at all? It looks like that, but this is the essence. Having established, so that due to that story, Devatas were under the false impression that one was greater than the other. So Brahmaji created another story where that was reversed. So it shows that both are equally great according to the situation. So these people assume one's greatness over the other. These people are just acting out. So he says here Satyavatam Varaha Virodham Janayamasa, and then Vishnu and Shiva played along. Okay, Brahmaji has designed like this. These devatas have to be taught the lesson. So let us also act according to Brahmaji's plan. Virodhetu Mahadyuddham Abhavad Romaharshanam Shitikanthasya Vishnoscha Paraspara Jayeshinaha. So Virodhetu, so having the, so that Virodha having been created by Brahmaji, Virodhetu Mahadyuddham Abhavat. So great war ensued between Shiva and Vishnu. So Romaharshanam, so kind of, so Romaharshanam means what? So that goosebumps, you know. So very exciting war happened between Shiva and Vishnu. So Mahadyuddham between whom? Shitikanthasya Vishnoscha. So between Shitikantha Shiva and Vishnu there was a great war, and then these people are Paraspara Jayeshinaha. Each wanted to win over the other. Shiva wanted to conquer Vishnu, Vishnu wanted to conquer Shiva. According to the Devatas, they are looking at the war like this. Shiva wanted to conquer him, he wanted to conquer him. तदातु जुम्भितं शैवं धनुर्भीमपराक्रमं हुंकारेण महादेव स्तंभितोऽथ त्रिलोचनः. तदातु शैवं धनुः जृम्भितं. So भीमपराक्रमं शैवं धनुः hunkarenaiva jrumbhitam. So this Vishnu, Shiva and Vishnu were standing, they fought war for some time, then Vishnu decided whom, he said whom, and then that bow of Shiva was as though arrested. Jrumbhitam, I think they are writing that it is broken. So, but then if it is broken, it was subsequently given to Janaka's lineage, etc. So broken means almost it was weakened. You take it that way. So Jrumbhitam, that Shaivam Dhanuhu. So Bhima Parakramam Dhanuhu, that Dhanus which was very frightening to look at also. That Dhanus was Hunkarenaiva Jrumbhitam. By just Hunkara of Vishnu, it was kind of weakened, that Dhanush. And then Mahadevaha Stambhitaha, Trilochanaha Mahadevaha, that Mahadeva who had three eyes, Stambhitaha. So he was also kind of paralyzed by that Vishnu's Humkara. Devais tada samagamya sarshisangais sacharanaihi yachito prashamam tatra jagmustau surottamau jagmatustau surottamau. So devaihi or tada samagamya. So these devatas having now assembled, now they have seen this Vishnu has petrified Shiva, etc. So therefore they assembled now samagamya sarshisangaihi sacharanaihi, along with charanas and rishi sanghas, they all assembled, and then yachito prashamam tatra. Those surottamau prashamam yachito. So these people jagmatuhu to ask. So they went jagmatuhu. These people sarshisangaihi sacharanaihi samagamya, having assembled, they went and requested those people, please become calm, please now give up this war, etc. Therefore yachito, these two people Shiva and Vishnu, who have been requested by these devatas. So prashamam jagmatuhu. Tau surottamau, those two great devatas Shiva and Vishnu, prashamam jagmatuhu, they both of them attained peace. That is, both of them gave up on that war. Jrumbhitam tad dhanur drishtva shaivam Vishnu parakramaihi adhikam menire Vishnum devas sarshiganaas tatha. So shaivam dhanuhu tad dhanuhu jrumbhitam drishtva, having seen that shaivam dhanus was weakened by Vishnu, Vishnu parakramaihi, by Vishnu's parakrama it was weakened. Therefore what did the devas think? Devaha Vishnum adhikam menire. And then Sarshi Ganaha, those Rishi Ganas also thought Vishnu was the more greater of these two people. Dhanu Rudrastu Sankruddho विदेहेषु महायशाः देवरातस्य राजर्षेर् ददौ हस्ते ससायकं. So dhanu rudrastu dhanuhu. So dhanu here is again due to that conjunction for the two words that dirgha is coming. It is dhanuhu. If you remove the conjunction, it becomes dhanuhu rudrastu. Rudrasya dhanuhu. That's the idea. So that dhanu, that dhanush, or that Rudra, what did he do? So sankruddha, he was angry. That is that. So that Rudra who was angry, you should take upalakshanam of past. Rudra who was angry, that Rudra now he became what should I say, pacified. And then videheshu mahayashaha devaratasya rajarshehe dadau. So he gave that to Devarata, who was a famous mahayashaha. Videheshu mahayasha, he was famous king in the Videha lineage. Devaratasya rajarshehe haste dadau, sasayakam dadau. So in his hands this dhanush and its asanam etc. was given to Devarata to be worshipped by him. Idancha Vaishnavam Rama dhanuh parapuranjayam rchike bhargave pradat vishnusya nyasamuttamam. So what about this dhanush that I have? Idamcha Vaishnavam dhanuhu, he Rama, this Vaishnava dhanush that I have, parapuranjayam, which can destroy enemy cities, rchike bhargave pradat vishnuhu. Vishnuhu, so nyasam pradat. So Vishnu gave this to Richika Bhargava. So Bhrugu's son Richika, so to him Vishnu gave this as nyasam uttamam nyasam pradat. So he gave it for his puja. So Vishnu gave it to Richika Bhargava, or he gave it for his use, you can say. So pradat Vishnu. Richikastu mahateja putrasya pratikarmanaha pitur mama dadau divyam Jamadagner Mahatmanaha. Richika, that Mahatejasvi Richika, what did he do? Putrasya apratikarmanaha pituhu mama dadau. That Richika's son was my father Jamadagni. So Richika gave it to Jamadagni. Putrasya apratikarmanaha. The putra who was great what should I say? Apratikarmanahas, who had tasks which other people did not perform. So that kind of greatness he had. Putrasya apratikarmanaha mama pituhu, this divyam dhanuhu dadau. And then Jamadagnehe mahatmanaha mama pituhu, to that Jamadagni who was my son, Mahatma Jamadagni, he gave this bow. Nyasta shastre pitarime tapobala samanvite arjuno vidadhe mrutyum prakritam buddhimastitaha. Nyasta shastre pitari, my father, actually he was a great tapasvi. He gave away all weapons and all that. He gave up. He was not interested in having these weapons etc. So he gave up means he was not going to touch all these weapons etc. So tapobala samanvite, because he was interested in tapas and he was anyway endowed with great tapas shakti. My father, he was not interested in wielding this bow. And then to what extent this Kartavirya Arjuna, here Arjuna is Kartavirya Arjuna. Kartavirya Arjuna came to kill this Jamadagni. Still he did not use the bow. That was the Satvika state in which Jamadagni was there. So Arjunaha mrityum vidadhe prakritam buddhimastitaha. So this Arjuna, which is Kartavirya Arjuna, prakritam buddhimastitaha, he came into that very brutal state of mind he was in, that Kartavirya Arjuna. And then to my father, he kind of killed my father. Mrityum vidadhe, he killed my father. Still he did not wield this bow. Vadham apratirupantu pitushrutva sudarunam kshatram utsadayam roshat jatam anekashaha. So mama pituhu apratirupam vadham shrutva. So sudarunam vadhaha shrutva vadham shrutva. So I have heard that my father was killed like that, which is apratirupam. Apratirupam here means, so he was not deserving of such a kind of death which this Kartavirya Arjuna gave. So apratirupam vadham sudarunam, very gory way. They say actually he stabbed Jamadagni so many times and took away the head with him. Jamadagni's head Kartavirya Arjuna took away with him. And then pituhu, that vadham shrutva, having heard that, what did I do? Kshatram utsadayam. So kshatram utsadayam means all kshatriyas I killed. How? Roshat, with anger. And in what way I killed? Jatam anekashaha. So I will go and kill one kshatriya, but then suppose some son was born to him, that son also I will go and kill. Jatam means again and again. Every time a kshatriya was born, I will go and kill him. That is the way I killed. So they say 21 times he kind of went all over India and killed all kshatriyas. So jatam anekashaha kshatram utsadayam. So I killed kshatriyas again and again like that. पृथ्वीं चाखिलां प्राप्य कश्यपाय महात्मने यज्ञस्यान्ते ददं राम दक्षिणां पुण्यकर्मणे So Prithvin cha akhilam prapya. So with this, I obtained the entire Prithvi by killing all the Kshatriyas. And then Mahatmane Kashyapaya Yajnasya Ante Adadam. So I performed this Prayashchitta Yajna. At the end of that Yajna to this Mahatma Kashyapa Adadam, I gave it as Dakshina. Dakshinam Adadam. As Dakshina, I gave up this entire earth which I obtained by killing these Kshatriyas. I gave it off to Kashyapa. He Rama, to that Punya Karmane Kashyapaya. To that Kashyapa, who was a Punyatma, to him I gave away this entire earth as Dakshina. Dattva Mahendra Nilayas Tapobala Samanvitaha Shrutva tu Dhanusho Bhedam Tatoham Dhrutamagataha. So having given up Dattva, having given up this entire earth, Mahendra Nilayaha Tapobala Samanvitaha, I became Mahendra Nilayaha. That is, I became somebody who took his abode in Mahendragiri, and then Tapobala Samanvitaha. That is, I became endowed with Tapas Shakti. That is, I was performing tapas. And then Dhanushaha Bhedam Shrutva, having heard that Dhanush was broken, Shiva's Dhanush was broken, having heard, Tataha, thereafter, Aham Dhrutamagataha, having heard that news, very quickly I came here. Tadevam Vaishnavam Brahma Pitru Paitamaham Mahat Kshatra Dharmam Puraskritya Grinhishwa Dhanuruttamam. So Tadevam Vaishnavam Dhanuhu. He Rama, this is that Vaishnava Dhanush which is Pitru Paitamaham, which I have been getting from my father and grandfather. My grandfather gave it to my father gave it to me. Pitru Paitamaham Dhanuhu, Mahat Dhanuhu also. Then the great, long, huge bow also. So He Rama, Kshatra Dharmam Puraskritya Grinhishwa. This Uttamam Dhanuhu, Kshatra Dharmam Puraskritya Grinhishwa. So I am offering to you, that is, I am inviting you to a duel, you know. Therefore, so you assume your Kshatriya Dharma. Your Kshatriya Dharma, somebody invites you to a duel or a fight or a war, you have to take it as a challenge. So Kshatriya Dharmam Puraskritya Grinhishwa. So commentators are saying, don't become a Brahmana and say, no, I don't want to fight a war. All that is Brahmana's, what should I say, state of mind. You are a Kshatriya. So Kshatram Dharmam Puraskritya Grinhishwa. So Uttamam Dhanuhu, accept it. So if he is accepting the Dhanush, that means he has to string the Dhanush and then break it and then enter into a duel with Parashurama. That all that comes under accepting. So if he is accepting the Dhanush, then he has to do all this. So what commentators are also writing is, if you don't want to accept, come and take refuge in me. That is what he is studying. Yojayasva Dhanushreshthe Sharam Parapuranjayam Yadi Shaktosika Kutstadvandvam Dasyamite Tataha. So having accepted this Dhanuhu Grinhishwa, so having accepted it, Yojayasva. So Dhanushreshthe Sharam Yojayasva, on this great bow. So you load a Sharam, the arrow, please load, and then Parapuranjayam Sharam. So you load that arrow which can destroy enemies. So Parapuranjayam Dhanuhu Yojayasva Yadi Shaktosi He Kakutstha. If you have that Shakti, do it. And then Tataha, if you do that, thereafter Dvandvam Dasyami, I will bless you with a Dvandva Yuddha with me. Ityarche Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adikavye Balakande Panchasaptatitamas Sargaha. So at the cost of taking one more minute, let me just finish this, tell this, that is, see, the way Parashurama is speaking, he is not having enmity. So to people it's looking, other people, it's looking like this Vishwamitra has come to test him and things like that, right? He will say such things, we'll see in the next chapter. But then what should I say? So he is also kind of inspiring Rama. So Kshatram Dharmam Puraskritya Grinhishwa. Hey Rama, you have great tasks to perform ahead. So please accept this bow. This is the bow that's going to help you later. So this bow again, he will now kind of give it away and then take it again in the Vanavasa, all that we will see. So Kshatram Dharmam Puraskritya Grinhishwa, you have tasks to perform. So I have come now to hand over this Dhanush to you. It is your own Dhanush. I have come to hand over. It looks like that is what he is telling. Now Ityarche Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adikavye Balakande Panchasaptatitamas Sargaha. Om Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakанjalim Bashpavari Paripurnalochanam Marutin Namata Rakshasantakam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tatsat Shri Ramarpanamastu. So if you have anything to ask,